אימי תוך ההפכה, רב לך שבט בעמק הבכה, והוא יחמול עלייך חמלה. לך דודי, לך דודי לקרא כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקרא כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, ילני, ינני, ינני, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, ילני, ינני, ינני, פני שבת נקבלה. התנערי מעפר קומי, לבשי בגדי תפארתך עמי, על יד בן ישי בית הלחמי, קורבה אל נפשי גאלה. היי, לך דודי לקראת כלה, ינני, 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 פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, ינני, 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 פני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי, 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 שידברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, ינני, 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 פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, ינני, 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 פני שבת נקבלה. לא תבושי ולא תקלמי, מה תשתוכחי ומה תהמי, בך יחסו עניי עמי, ונבנתה עיר אל תילה. היי, לך דודי לקראת כלה, ינני, 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 פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, ינני, 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 פני שבת נקבלה. היו למשיסה שוסייך, ורחקו כל מבלייך, יסיס עלייך אלוהייך, כמסוס חתן על כלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, ינני, 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 פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, ינני, 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 פני שבת נקבלה. ימין ושמאל תפרוצי, ואת אדוני תריצי. אל יריש בן פרצי, ונשמחה ונגילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. הונני לי, בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה. תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת Pnei Shabbat nekabela.
You may be seated. What a beautiful melody, that last one. That's Joey Weissenberg, right?
Yes.
Amazing, amazing. Oh, what a beautiful way to bring in that sense of Shabbat comfort and peace. Hey, Vic Roosevelt. And now we're going to turn to page 27, Magadlu. I think that's 8 lines from the bottom of the page.
Magalu Masechaya Meodam ku machshevotecha Magadlu Masechaya Meodam ku machshevotecha Hallelujah, hallelujah. Magadlu Masechaya Meodam ku machshevotecha Magalu Masechaya Meodam ku machshevotecha.
So beautiful.
Thanks.
All right, and now we're going to turn to page 28, Sadika Tamar. Or Odin Uvun.
Ooh, Odin Uvun. I'll do the fun thing that you taught me.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
If that's okay with you.
Okay, super.
Odin Uvun. Beseva Deshenim Vera'ananim Yihu Hagid Ki Yashar Adonai Turi Velo Havla Tabo Odin Uvun Beseva Deshenim Vera'ananim Yihu Lehagid Ashar Adonai Tzuri Velo Havla Tabo Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true, with thanksgiving. I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Odin Uvun Beseva Deshenim Vera'ananim Yihu Lehagid Ki Yashar Adonai Tzuri Velo Havla Tabo.
That was awesome.
Yeah, thanks.
Oh, amazing.
You taught me that one.
We're going to turn now to page 30, and I invite mourners and those observing Yahrzeit to rise and join with me in these words of Kaddish. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Ve'alma divara kirute ve'amlich malchute v'chayechon uve'yomechon uv'chaye dechol beit Yisrael ba'agala uvizaman kariv ve'imeru amen. Yehe Shemei Rabbah Mevarach Le'olam U'omei Olmaya Yibarach V'yishtabach V'yitpawar V'yitromam V'yitnaseh V'yithadar V'yitaleh V'yitalal Shemei Dekudsha B'richhu Le'ela Min Kol Birchata V'shirata Tushbachata V'nechemata Da'amiran Ve'alma Ve'imeru Amen. Yehe Shalama Rabba Min Shamaya, B'chayim Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, V'yimeru Amen. Oseh Shalom Bimromav, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom, Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ve'al Kol Yoshvei Tevel, Ve'imeru.
Amen.
Amen. You may be seated at this time. Shabbat Shalom. What a great week it's been. And there's so many things that I mentioned in my email earlier today about the way that Charlene and I and our boys have been so welcome here. And thank you for everyone for enjoying Beck's dancing earlier. But of course, when I talk about how great this week has been, I'm so obviously talking about the two Suns games thus far, right? Suns in 4, right? You heard it here first. This is in our prayers right now. And God so far, God's been listening. But it's not just God, because I'm sure many of you were watching the game earlier this week, and in the second of the two NBA Finals games featuring our own Phoenix Suns. They've been my own very recently. Absolutely. You'll find that in the second game, there was actually one play that got a lot of attention, where in the course of just a matter of less than 30 seconds, 11 passes were made between Suns players. And it just is a remarkable display of teamwork and commitment, and not looking to see what's best for me, but rather what's best for the team, what's best for the collective. And that is a lesson that also is shared in this week's Torah portion. This week in Parshat Matot Maaseh, we have the case of some of the tribes of Israel who turn to Moses and say, we want to do what's convenient for us. We want to stay not in the land that God designated for us and go into the promised land, but rather we want to stay on this side of the river in this fertile land where our cattle can thrive. And so Reuben and Gad and half of the tribe of Manasseh lobby to be able to stay outside of the promised land. God's promised this land, has promised success in this place. But rather than seeing themselves as part of a greater whole of the entire people Israel, these tribes see themselves as separate. And so what they ask to do is to be separated. And Moses and God talk it out, and eventually what comes back is that if this is the land you want, this land you'll be permitted. However, you still have to play the game. You still have to be on the team. You still have to go into the land and fight for it with all of the other Israelites. It teaches us something about what it means to be a diaspora Jew from the very first diaspora Jews, which were that there were these tribes in the promised land and these tribes outside of the promised land, but yet there was something that bound them, right? It teaches us that our obligations aren't merely to ourselves, but our obligations are to one another. That when we see someone else in need, someone else that's open, we pass the ball. That when we see someone else who we can help and that we are empowered to, we are obligated to step up. That during this very hot week, when we see people who are vulnerable, we look out for them. That when we learn about things that are happening in all different parts of the world, like what we heard about in Haiti this week, that is something that we care about, even though it might seem distant to us. This is the lesson that comes from our Torah portion. That when these 2.5 tribes say, count me out, God and Moses, the Torah teaches us, say, not so fast. You're also part of our team. And so it teaches us that we have to be like God and Moses in this moment, that we have to step up, that we have to be like our Phoenix Suns, that we have to pass when that's the time to, and that when it's our turn to make the basket for our entire team that we do that as well. That we're all one Jewish family, that we're all one Phoenix Suns family, that we are all one family of humanity. Shabbat Shalom, Sons and Four. All right. I now invite us to rise for the Mari service, beginning with Baruch Hu, the call to prayer. It can be found on page 39.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Leolam Vaed.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Leolam Vaed.
And we are seated.
Umavir yom umevi laila umavdil ben yom uvein laila Adonai tzvaot shemo El chai v'kayam tamidim lo chaleinu leolam vaed Baruch atah Adonai hama'ani v'aravi.
Page 40.
Ki hem chayenu ve'orech yameinu uvahem nege yomam v'layla v'ahavatcha al tasir mimenu leolamim Baruch atah Adonai ohev amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavcha uv'chol nafshecha uv'chol meodecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavcha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha v'aderech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. וחיה אם שמוע תשמעו מצוותי אשר הם היו. Man יבואו ממכם ימי עבדיכם, ויאמר אדוני אל משה לאמור. Adonai Elohechem, Amen.
And we now turn to page 44 for Micha Mocha.
Ya bye bye bim bim bam, ya bye 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 bim bam, ya bye bye bim bim bam, ya bye 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 bim bam, ya bye 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 bye, ya bye 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 bim bam, ya bye 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 bye, ya bye 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 bim bam. Mi kamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh. Nora tehilot osef ele, Nora tehilot osef ele, Mahalechutecha ra'u banecha, Ke'ayam Moshe u'Miriam, Ze'eli anu ve'amru, Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed. Bye bye bim bim bam, ya bye 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 bim bam, ya bye bye bim bim bam, ya bye 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 bim bam, ya bye 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 bye, ya bye 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 bim bam, ya bye 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 bye, ya bye 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 bim bam. ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב, וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני, Gal Yisrael.
Page 45, Hashkivenu.
Ushmor tzeitenu vohenu l'chaim u'l'shalom me'ata ve'ad olam. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha baruch atah Adonai. Hapores sukat shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim.
We rise for Vishamru, page 46.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. היי 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 ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, כי ששת ימים אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש, וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש.
Chatzi Kaddish, page 46.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברה קילותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל. בעגלה בעגלה ובזמן קריב, ואמרו אמן, יהי שמי רבה מברך, לעולם יומיה יתברך, יתברך וישתבח, ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי דקודשה ברכו לעילם, מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דאמירן בעלמא. Amen.
We remain standing as we offer the Mari Amidah, our own private prayer, as we have the special audience with God, page 47, or offer the words of your heart.
פתח ליבי בתורתך ובמצוותיך, פתח ליבי tirdof nafshi. Open my heart, let me love, let me live. Learn how to give, learn how to live. Open my soul, every blessing reminds me your love will find me, your love will find me. Ptach, ptach, libi betoratecha uvmitzvotecha. Ptach, ptach, libi tirdof nafshi. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה. בעלמא דברה קירותי וימליך מלכותי בחיי חון ומכון ובחי לכל בית ישראל. בגלה וזמן קריב אמרו, אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך, לעולם ולעולמי עלמיה יתברך. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם וינשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי קודשה. לעילם ינקוב ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה תמירן בימיו אמרו אמן. תתקבל סלטון ובאותון לכל ישראל קודם אבוהון נביא שמעיה ואמרו אמן. יהי שלום רב מן שמעיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו amen.
We join now in a prayer of healing for all those who are ill.
Are you going to pause in the middle? Okay. Mi shebeirach avotenu mekol havracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing. Let us say, Amen.
May God, who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, who brought healing to Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, bless and heal those for whom we now pray. Ed, Frank, Brooklyn, Adley, Moskowitz, Betty Hirsch, Michal Bat Mia, Shalom Ben Pesel, Chaim Michael Ben Yitzchak Yocheved, Dina Ita Bat Liba, Errol Raffel, Steve Carroll, Chaim Ben Chana Label, Sean Naughton, Mike Martin, Irene Martin, Iris Granick, Brian Perlman, Betty Singer, Shira Bat Chaya Moshe, Chaya Chassel Bat Devora, Anshel Ben Kleina Fega, Anna Boardman, Shmuel Velvel Ben Devora, Chaya Bat Rella, Raphael Chaim Ben Sylvia, Aharon Ephraim Ben Zvi Schneer, Froma Elka Bat Arya Leba, the Esther Rachel, Roberta Lipsman, Hanik Ben Rhodes, Chaim Leib Ben Pinchas Vizelda, Tammy Trow, Sarah Vida Bat Esther, Perla Bat Chila the Esther, Barak Ben Bracha. I invite anyone who's davening with us who'd like to add a name to rise and to share it with me or to share it in the words of the chat. Yes. May the Holy One restore them to fullness of health, of body, of mind, and spirit, and bless them and all others on the journey to recovery.
Mi shebeirach תורתנו, מקור הברכה. Lahavotenu, bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Refuah Shlema. Now we rise for Aleinu, page 56.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים, לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ככתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא, יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
Mourners and those observing Yahrzeit, please remain standing for the Kaddish. This evening, we recognize the Yahrzeits of Joyce Sachter, Allison, your grandmother, Herman Kaplan, the father of Lorraine Carmen and Myra Alpert, and grandfather of Myra Alpert, Abraham Murek, Sam's father, Anna Chewell, the grandmother of Stuart Altstadler, Statter, forgive me, Bella Corman, Elise Murek's mother, William Fox, Dan Fox's father, Abraham Olson, Curtis Olson's father, Vicky Frindle, Scott Frindle's wife, Issy Haber, Sam Haber's father, Susan Levy, the wife of Les Levy, Michael Richter, Jacob Rabinovich's father, Nathan Krasnow, the grandfather of Gail Nachamovitz, Morris Horwitz, the father of Philip Horwitz, Edith Lippert, the mother-in-law of Norbert Kleiner, Milton Tuber, the father of Jack Tuber, Henry Cohen, the grandfather of Phyllis Weinstein, Abraham Hoffman, the father of Sanford Hoffman, Frances Gottesman, the mother of Joel Gottesman, Milton Resnick, Laura Sharp's stepfather, Edward Zell, Alan Zell's father, Hector Lara, Lisette Haber's father, Elsa Wall, Jana Zinman's grandmother, Hyman Weindruck, Harry Weindruck's father, Ethel Pressman, Howard Pressman's mother, and Elsa Wall, Richard Wall's mother of blessed memory. We pray to Hani Shmatam Tzurot B'Tzura Chayim, the souls of our loved ones past, be bound in the bond of life eternal. And I invite mourners and those observing Yahrzeit to join me now in these words of Kaddish on page 58. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, ve'alma divara kirute, ve'amlich malchute, b'chayechon u'v'yomechon, u'v'chaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'v'zaman kariv ve'imeru amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah mevorach, le'alam ul'omei olmaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpawar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekucha barich hu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma v'imeru amen. Yehei shalama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imeru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, Ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imeru. Amen. It's my what? It's my delight now to invite Robert Young, chair of our ritual committee and ritual vice president of the synagogue. Yes, excellent. I will remember people's correct board titles after I promoted Adam last week. And we'll offer this morning's announcements. Thanks for being here, everyone that's here in person. And thanks to all of you who are joining us online and for sharing all the different places that you're here from Cape Cod to Colorado to down the shore in New Jersey and Austin, Texas. And I definitely appreciated the Sons in Four comment there. And Robert Young. Thanks, everyone.
Okay, so last week, Adam Schwartz came to give the announcements, and he was proud to say that he was the first to give the announcements in Rabbi Green's new tenure. But I think third is more special. Because because, well, there was Saturday, Friday, and now this Friday. So three. Three is very special. Three is mystical. Three is given in folk tales like Three Wishes, Three Little Bears, the Three Little Pigs. That's okay to say, right? Okay. All right. Three is the representative of the Gematria. And I just discovered recently that three is my Kabbalah number. It's not the first time I discovered that I'm only a three. But I found out that people with Kabbalah numerology are enthusiastic, creative, and optimistic. So I'm going to read the announcements creatively, enthusiastically, and optimistically. So thank you, Rabbi and Cantor, for leading us in services tonight. Thank you, Nikki, for your technical assistance, and we apologize for those of you in live stream land who had a delay. There was a technical difficulty with YouTube. Thank you, Myra Alport, for greeting. Check the e-bulletin and website for details on our upcoming events, including the pop on over to Tzion on Friday, July 23rd, before Shabbat, to meet Rabbi Green and his family and enjoy a local kosher popsicle from Arizona Pops. RSVP to otaz.org/pop. Join the Tzion Cookbook Test Kitchen and help us cook and test recipes. You can learn more and sign up on our website. Be on the lookout for information about the high holidays at Tzion. I happen to know that they're coming very soon. But before the high holidays, Tisha B'Av services will take place next Saturday night, July 17th, and Sunday morning, July 18th. Check the e-bulletin for more information. And of course, as a reminder, you can renew your Gift of the Heart commitment for the 2021-22 year. Please visit the ortzion.org website or your account to learn more about the Gift of the Heart and make your pledge. Thank you very much, and Shabbat Shalom.
Rob, that was fabulous. You are a 10 an hour book. Absolutely. Thank you. We're going to turn now to Kiddush, I believe. Oh, look at that. There's grape juice, or maybe it's wine. It's a mystery. Please rise for Kiddush, page 55.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho b'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit ki hu yom techila lemikrae kodesh זכר ליציאת מצרים, כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים, בשבת קודשך, באהבה וברצון, הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני, מקדש השבת.
Amen.
L'chaim.
My son likes to say now, eat, drink, and be happy.
Ooh, that's a good
All
one
right.
too.
All right, and we're going to wrap up now with, what would you like to wrap up with, Cantor?
Actually, I was going to do Hachama Merosh again because I did it last week and it felt really good. And I want to do it again.
You can find Hachama Merosh on page 60 if you'd like to follow along, and you may be seated.
This is one of the songs that my parents sang to me growing up during Shabbat, and I love it. Hachama Merosh Ailanot Nistalka Bohu v'netze likrat Shabbat HaMalka Hine hi yoredet HaKedosha HaBrucha Ve'ima malachim tzva shalom u'mnucha Boi boi HaMalka Boi boi HaKala Shalom Aleichem Malachei HaShalom Kibalnu Pnei Shabbat Birnana U'Tfila Habaita Nashuva Belev Malegila Sham Aruch HaShulchan Hanerot Yahiru Kol Pinot HaBait Yizrachu Yazhiru Shabbat Shalom Umevorach Shabbat Shalom Umevorach Boachem LeShalom Malachei HaShalom.
Adonai Oz La'amo Yitzen, Adonai Varech et Amo V'Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Umevorach. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Umevorach. Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bim, biddy 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 bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam. Shabbat Shalom, hey, Shabbat Shalom, hey, Shabbat Shalom, Mevorach. Shabbat Shalom, hey, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Mevorach. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone in live stream land. We'll hope to see you soon.
Shabbat Shalom.
I feel like I should sing Welcome Back Cotter to you guys.